Hey girls, it's Nevaeh and I'm here to sprinkle my thoughts on you guys. Today I wanted to come and tell you guys how to have the perfect schedule. If you have been struggling with getting started on something because your schedule sucks, you cannot find a way to get things done with your schedule and you are really struggling, this video is perfect for you because I'm going to tell you exactly how to have a perfect schedule. So let's get into it. Okay, so how to have a perfect schedule? You don't. So I know you guys probably thought that I was gonna say A through Z, how to have a perfect schedule. No, there's a perfect schedule doesn't exist. I can attest to that because I have a lot of things going on in my life, and as much as I would love to have a perfect schedule, it is non-existent. Of course, I think that my schedule and my life is more structured probably than the average person, and I have more of a routine that I've worked hard for. But I want to tell you guys that that did not happen overnight. I wasn't just blessed with a perfect schedule off rip to have the ability to do all of the things that I want to do. There was once upon a time where I felt like I had no time for all of the things that I wanted to do. And I'm just going to give you guys an example of the things that I have going on in my life so I can make it make some sense. So for context, I am a 20-year-old mom to a 4-year-old daughter. I am a full-time college student. I am a part-time worker at a daycare. I make a TikTok video every single day. I make a YouTube video every single day. I work out at least 4 times a week. I fast and I only eat from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. I average on about 7K steps a day. And yeah, I have homework to get done. I have readings to get done. Every 5 weeks I have midterms or a final exam. So I'm pretty booked. I'm pretty busy, but I'm living a life like I wanted to live. And I don't say this as a means to brag, because that's not what I'm doing. I'm saying this to show you guys that it is possible to do a lot for yourself, even though you don't have the perfect schedule. So the first thing I'm going to say is to start off small. I didn't start off doing all of these things overnight. There was once upon a time when being a mom and being a student was the only things that I could do. I felt like working was too much. I felt like creating YouTube videos daily was too much. TikToks were too much. Working out was too much. Whenever I first went to college, I probably didn't work out for like the first year of me being here because I literally felt like I didn't have time. And when people say they don't have time, I empathize and I truly understand. I pass no judgment to people who feel that way, because when you are at a certain place of your life and you are not used to doing a lot of things, or you are not used to having a busy set schedule all of the time, it feels very hectic, it feels very chaotic, and it feels like it is impossible to add anything into your life. I literally understand the feeling. It literally feels like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. What I'm going to tell you is it's not meant to happen overnight. You might want to be a millionaire. You might want to have your dream car. You might want to have your dream house, a certain number saved in your bank account, your dream body, children, to get married. You know, you might have a checklist of things you want to get done, and it literally feels overwhelming to think that you would do that overnight. So stop trying to become this entirely different person overnight. Literally commit to the process of changing, to the process of bettering yourself. And before you know it, you will have a schedule. You just have to be committed to the process. So for me, I'm going to give you guys an example. Imagine there was a big old pot, right? There's a big old pot. In this pot, you could cook soup in it, okay? But instead of soup, it's going to be our habits. So a pot of habits, just like a pot of soup. And so for me, for example, I started off like this. I was in school during this time, but I want to say it was like March or April. I have to look at my calendar. I started working out, but I wasn't working out all the time. But that was like something I added into the pot. Okay, I'm working out 30 minutes. Okay, I'm working out 20 minutes. I'm going on runs. I'm working out 3 days a week. And I'm adding that into the pot. Before you know it, I start adding other habits. Okay, I'm going to start drinking water a lot more consistently. I'm adding that into the pot. Drinking water daily, adding that into the pot. Okay, now summer break comes along. I'm working out. I've been working out for a few months. I'm working out a few days now. Now I'm going to add something new to the pot. I add TikTok videos. Now I'm creating TikTok videos daily. I add that to the pot. Okay, then I start working. Okay, so now I'm adding working to the pot. So now I'm working, making TikTok videos, working out. And it's just like things over time. I'm adding it to the pot. Before you know it, I added daily YouTube videos to the pot. And then school starts back up. Summer break is over. I'm adding school back into the pot. And all of this big old pot of all of my habits is things that I added over time. It wasn't something that I just added into the pot all at once, because I would have made a crazy soup. When you're making soup, you don't just add everything at once. Sometimes you add the vegetable that's going to take the longest to cook. You know what I'm saying? Like if you know you're going to cook carrots and potatoes, you might add the carrots first, because the carrots are a lot harder to do. You add the carrots first, and then as they start to soften, you add the potatoes. Because if you would have added them both at the same time, the potatoes would have got too mushy for the soup. You get what I'm saying? So if you were to add all of your habits in at one time, it is really going to make you feel all discombobulated. But if you add habits over time and you work slowly and you commit to the process and you're willing to change and grow overnight, before you know it, you have a set schedule. I do want to add one thing. It is important that when you are adding one habit, you make it a schedule to do it. You know, you look at your calendar and you say, okay, I have time on this day and this day to do this. Maybe you don't want to write down the exact times, because if you do that, it might be overwhelming for you, but you know for sure you're going to do it on a Monday and a Tuesday. And you start adding things in, and before you know it, you start filling more and more things into your schedule. But don't try to overwhelm yourself with changing overnight. That is too much. That is too much for the human mind. I'm telling you, sometimes I feel like the 75 hard, I feel like is more so for people who have been working on their habits and their schedule for a long period of time. If you have not been doing any of it, I would not recommend getting to a 75 hard, because sometimes you get into that 75 hard after months of doing nothing, and then you fail the 75 hard, and now you're looking at yourself like, wow, I'm a failure, I can't do it, and then you just quit completely overall. Nope, start off small, compound habits. You got this, you can do it. I am very proud of you. I know you can do it. It's not easy. It's not overnight. And sometimes building habits is boring because it's a slow process. But boring can be good. Okay. Bye, guys. I love you guys. How less your girl, be real or be real. Mwah.